What's the funniest way someone tried to act tough? This happened at my old job at the hardware store. We had this new guy, Tyler, who started working there about 6 months ago. Tyler was maybe 5'6" and built like a pencil, but he talked like he was some kind of street fighter. Every break, he'd tell these wild stories about bar fights he'd supposedly been in, how he knocked out 3 guys at once, how bouncers were scared of him. Complete nonsense, but he'd say it with such a serious face. The rest of us would just nod and try not to laugh. Tyler was harmless, just insecure and trying way too hard to impress people. We figured he'd calm down eventually. Then this incident happened that made Tyler a legend for all the wrong reasons. It was a busy Saturday morning. The store was packed with weekend DIY warriors buying lumber and paint. Tyler was working the tool section when this massive guy walked in. I'm talking 6'4", probably 250 pounds of pure muscle. Looked like he could bench press a truck. He was wearing a leather jacket and had tattoos covering both arms. The big guy walked up to Tyler and asked where the power drills were. Simple question, right? But Tyler saw this as his moment to prove how tough he was. Instead of just pointing to aisle 7 like a normal person, Tyler puffs out his chest, crosses his arms and goes, "What's it to you, big guy?" The entire store went quiet. Customers stopped talking. Even the classic rock playing over the speakers seemed to get quieter. The big guy just stared at Tyler for a second, confused. "Excuse me?" Tyler doubled down. He took a step closer and said, "You heard me? I don't like your attitude, buddy. Maybe you should shop somewhere else." I was watching this from the paint counter, thinking Tyler had lost his mind. This giant could probably pick him up and use him as a toothpick. But the big guy just smiled and said, "Look, I just need a drill to fix my daughter's treehouse. Can you help me or not?" That should have been Tyler's chance to back down and act normal. Instead, he decides to get even more aggressive. "Oh, so now you're making excuses? What are you gonna do about it if I don't help you?" Tyler actually pushed the guy's shoulder. This tiny dude pushed a human mountain. The big guy didn't even budge. It was like watching someone try to move a statue. But then something amazing happened. The big guy started laughing. Not angry laughing, but genuinely amused laughing. "Kid, are you seriously trying to start a fight with me over power tools?" That's when things got really embarrassing for Tyler. He decided to throw a punch. Tyler wound up this big dramatic swing, like he was in some action movie. The big guy just caught Tyler's fist in his hand like it was a butterfly. He held Tyler's fist there for a second, then gently pushed Tyler backward. Tyler stumbled and crashed into a display of screwdrivers, sending hundreds of them clattering across the floor. But wait, it gets better. As Tyler was falling, he tried to grab something to steady himself. What did he grab? A shelf full of WD-40 cans. The whole shelf came down. 20 cans of WD-40 rolling everywhere, making the floor slippery as ice. Tyler tried to get up and slipped again. Then again, he was flailing around like a cartoon character, unable to get his footing. The big guy, meanwhile, just stepped over the mess and walked to aisle 7 to find his own drill. Tyler finally managed to stand up, covered in dust and completely humiliated. His tough guy act was over. But the story doesn't end there. 10 minutes later, the big guy came back to the tool section with his drill. He walked up to Tyler, who was still cleaning up screwdrivers, and handed him a $20 bill. "What's this for?" Tyler asked. The big guy smiled and said, "Best entertainment I've had all week, kid. Thanks for the laugh." Then he walked away, leaving Tyler standing there holding the 20 while half the store was still snickering. Tyler never told another tough guy story after that. In fact, he became the nicest, most helpful employee we had. Turns out getting completely humiliated by your own stupidity was exactly the reality check he needed.